So here we are at Modern Classics, newest barbershop located at 2501 The Plaza, development by LPA. We're with Kurt Sowers of SoCo Group, also recent reality TV star on Fox's Joe Millionaire. So Kurt, thanks for sitting down with us today and talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jay.
Yeah, it's great to catch up, and I see you're rocking the stash today as well.
Yeah, you know, you got to fit in the construction industry. So.
That's right. Let's jump right into it, Kurt. I look forward to talking about SoCo Group and everything you're working on here and your construction company, new ventures. But before we get into that, let's talk about Joe Millionaire. What was that process like? And I guess first off, tell us what the storyline is of Joe Millionaire.
Yeah, so the premise of the show was a reboot, okay, of the original Joe Millionaire. The first iteration of this, 20 years ago, they lied to the women, told them that this gentleman was worth like $50 million. The guy wasn't worth anything. So this time around, they thought, we'll do it a little bit differently. We don't want to lie to the women that much. So instead, we're going to have one man who is extremely wealthy and the other guy that is more of an average Joe. So I was the average Joe. Steven, the other gentleman, was the wealthy one. So the women knew one of us was a multimillionaire, one of us was not, and they had to date us both and try to figure out which one was which, or just date us to see which one they fell in love with. So it was the question of, does money matter in a relationship, really? For money or love. And then as far as the show itself, it was a lot of work, honestly. Kudos to anyone who has done reality TV because it is extremely taxing. Long days, longer nights, and you work. I mean, you work really hard. So
on top of just putting yourself out there for the world to see, I mean, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Exactly. You know, I didn't feel that part as much as maybe some of these ladies on the show. I had some of my reservations about opening my life up to the world. You know, people are gonna talk badly about you, but people do that anyways, right? You know, so I wasn't too concerned about that. But you know, a lot of these women, they take things very personal, and you know how the internet is these days. So. I know that was probably very taxing for them to expose themselves on this level.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of those women, what's it like to date 20 women? Because most males have trouble showing one woman enough time and energy and allocating enough time to one relationship, much less 20. So how did you allocate the necessary time to each one?
Well, I can say I didn't do it very well.
Okay.
So, you know, it's probably a bit like it would be in real life. I got in trouble at every turn.
Yeah, all the drama was surrounding you.
It all surrounded me. There was we joked about it that Steven could do no wrong and I could do no right. The producers at times had to even, you know, push me into some situations because they did see me pulling back or just dedicating my time, you know, to one or two women. You know, they had to have some talks with me. Look, this is what you signed up for. These women know that you're going to be, you know, dating all of them. It's okay. However, we find out on the show that it wasn't really okay.
Well, I got to give you credit because to me, or from the outside looking in, it did seem like you showed ample time to each one and you did a good job, I guess, being equitable with your time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I tried to.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting. Most of the girls thought that you were actually the millionaire. At least that was my perspective on it.
Yeah. Well, that's watching it back now. I didn't realize how much they talked about it, but yeah, that's what they thought.
Yeah, it's because of the swag.
Yeah, it's the swag.
Well, speaking of drama, you know, one of the things, and this is just sidebarring, but one of the things that cracks me up about these shows is, you know, guys or girls, whenever you go on a show, you know you're competing with 20 other people. You know, they go on the show and then they get really jealous and all these crazy emotions come out. And to me, it's like, what'd you expect? You know, you're going on a dating show.
Well, that was the funny thing. What did they expect? You know, and I saw somebody tweet about it, and they said it's as if all of the cast from Joe Millionaire has never seen a reality TV show before. And that was kind of true. It was like, we didn't know what to expect. A lot of these women were really bothered with Steve and I dating multiple women, and we're always behind the scenes like, wait, what?
Like, that's the deal. You go on a show to compete with other people for love.
Exactly.
So like, jealousy is going to be a real thing.
Yeah.
I think it's indicative of saying it and doing it are two different things.
Yeah, you see it, especially at the campground with Carolyn, her jealousy flaring, and even more so coming up. You will see that. That's about as much as I can tease. You'll see some more jealousy, that's for sure.
Well, we'll have to tune in. Aside from Joe Millionaire, Kurt, do you believe in love at first sight?
You know, she's pretty enough, yeah.
Okay, all right, I got another one for you. Do you believe in a soulmate?
I do believe in a soulmate.
What is your ideal date? If you could picture the perfect date night, what does that look like?
Yep, love this question. All right, so I love to laugh, you know that. I mean, I am all about a good time and laughing, and I think that's actually in every relationship, even in business relationships, in your personal relationships, in your love interest. I think that laughter is one of the most important parts, and it's the best way to establish bonds. And so my ideal date night, I believe, would be, you know, something like a comedy show or a really funny movie. I'd say a comedy show, though, would be the best. Stand-up comedy, I enjoy it. I love the art of that. Something simple, maybe some tequila after.
Tell us about SoCo Group.
Yeah.
We're sitting in Modern Classics. You're doing the upfit for the space. Tell us what you're working on.
SoCo Group is going to be primarily focused on commercial interiors, commercial upfits. I'm really breaking into the medical space, starting to do some dental practices, and that's a sweet space. I think I'd like to stay in that space. So we're gonna just do commercial interiors, commercial upfits, and we're gonna get really good at that. And maybe down the road we'll branch out to other things, but I think I wanna just stay focused on one avenue of business.
That's great. Well, I can't wait to see where you take it. And if you need a gym or barbershop or dental or any kind of commercial interior upfit, you know who to call here. Great to see what you're doing, and I'm really pumped for you. So aside from SoCo Group, tell us about the future. Obviously, you're going to put everything you have. I know you're a super hard worker. You're going to put everything you have into SoCo Group, but you're also working on some other things. Tell us about what's in the future for you, new ventures.
I am into fashion pretty big. That's like my alternative life, I think. So me and a buddy of mine, William, we've started a designer jacket line that we're working on right now. And we're working on prototypes. Hopefully we'll have some jackets for the spring or summer. The company's called Van Hours. You know, I've got everything that's gonna be coming my way with the entertainment stuff. And I'm gonna be very guarded of what I do take on in that world. You know, if I do take on any sort of sponsorships or any sort of promotions, it will be very on brand with me and what I'm doing. I do have this idea I've been toying around with actually before I even got recruited to do Joe Millionaire, of creating a series that focuses on the men and women in the construction industry. Because I do want to bring, you know, just a little more awareness to this industry and let the next generation know that this is a good industry to be in. You know, not everybody needs to go to college to try to be, you know, a lawyer or a doctor. Go to trade school, go get educated in construction management or civil engineering, and join this industry because it pays really well. And not only that, it's an extremely rewarding industry. Nothing like finishing a job and taking a step back and saying, hey, I helped complete that, or I helped build that, or I did build that.
Well, thanks for sitting down with us today. I can't wait to see what happens, how Joe Millionaire plays out, but more importantly, I can't wait to see where SoCo Group, where you're headed with your company there and new ventures as well.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me on the vlog, and I'm glad I could have you in one of my spaces and showcase the business a little bit.